What happens when you rebuild an amazing Nexonite battle machine and a ferocious lava monster and have them duel it out? That's what we're going to find out in this video. Get ready for creative functions, sleek building techniques, and terrifying monsters, because we are going to the world of Nexonites. Here is Jestro, and with him is the Book of Monsters, a horrifying speaking book that has the frightening ability to create magical lava monsters. Jestro and the Book of Monsters are out on a pleasant walk when they stumble upon the village of Sweeptown, the place where all of Knightonia gets its brooms from. It's a peaceful and calm day, so what do Jestro and the Book of Monsters do? They cause some chaos. The Book of Monsters conjures up the most ferocious monster in his pages. This is the hideous, powerful Infernox. He stands well over 10 studs tall, has massive orange spikes, and is very formidable. Well, is he? The people of Sweeptown don't seem too impressed. Maybe he's not quite as scary as Jestro and the Book of Monsters were hoping. These evil villains need to think fast in order for their raid on this small town to be a success.
Hey guys, I'm Anthony, and today I'm going to help Jestro and the Book of Monsters upgrade this Infernox monster. This Infernox came in a hard-to-find set back in 2016. And the weird thing is, this specific creature doesn't show up in the show ever. So as I rebuild him, I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from this much cooler beast that you actually see in the Nexo Knight show. First off, I rebuilt his simple feet. I made them black with one big toe in the middle and two smaller ones angling out from the side. And the toenails are this lava color. I made a strong ankle joint that goes up to his shin. His knee attaches with two ball and socket joints. His thigh is built out of Technic with a scary orange spike growing out of it. I duplicated this leg, and now we're ready for the torso. The original Infernox has this amazing play feature where you can stick Queen Halberd in his stomach. Yeah, that's pretty weird actually. And I thought to myself, why not recreate this? As I built the body, I left a place in his torso to fit a minifigure. I used these slow pieces to angle from his hips to his shoulders. And I used these Technic elements and hinge pieces to create his chest with these awesome see-through orange rock pieces. They've got this nice black printing to make it look like hardened magma. I finished up the front of his torso with these claws and this cool printed tile. Then going up to his shoulders, I built this dark gray stony collar. Now let's build the head. I built the bottom jaw by attaching these teeth pieces to this hinge plate. His head is built up with plates, jumpers, and slopes. His eyes are these 1x1 orange tiles that are rounded on one side. I gave him these wedge pieces to give him an angry brow. His head is angled over the torso with these Technic elements. And here comes the weird part. You can angle his head up and, oh, there's Queen Halberd. It's a little bit weird that his whole head comes up, but to be honest, it's a lot cooler than the frog-like original. For his arms, I built these beefy bicep segments with no visible studs, nice sloping, and these monstrous spikes. His left hand has these gnarly fingers for crushing various objects. For his right arm, I decided to take this disc shooter weapon and replace it with this giant boulder like the monster from the show. I created this with a 2x4 core with studs facing all directions. I put this nice boulder piece on the end and encircled it with slopes and other rock pieces. I attached this to his arm, and this guy is so strong that he can curl it all day long. After a few more orange spikes on his collar, this Infernox monster is complete. Comparing this rebuilt Infernox with the original, the piece count is a huge difference. The relatively simple, bow-legged legs of the original have been rebuilt to be more posable and detailed. The torso looks much more finished, and I eliminated this massive hole in the side of the original. The arms are a lot more posable, and this massive fist is an awesome upgrade. The rebuilt rock boulder is a lot more fearsome than the original wimpy disc shooter, and this rebuilt head actually looks terrifying, unlike the original frog monster. Now let's see what this monster does to this small village of Sweeptown.
Now the residents of Sweeptown are truly terrified as they gaze upon this ominous, powerful, newly rebuilt creature. Infernox begins wreaking havoc in the village, kicking over broom stalls, a broom statue, and smashing down the beautiful broom tree at the center of the village. We need help! And here comes Clay the Nexo Knight to save the day in his Rumbleblade tank. Clay drives straight for the monster, and then disaster strikes. With one blow, Infernox shatters this high-tech vehicle. In order to save the village of Sweeptown, We need to rebuild Clay's Rumbleblade so that it can stand a chance against this ferocious Infernox. So, let's get building. This set, which also came out in 2016, was the vehicle for the Nexo Knight Clay. It was 367 pieces and cost $40. This creative tank actually splits apart into 4 vehicles, so we're going to start with the base. The foundation is this basic tricycle, with 2 enormous wheels in the back and a small one in the front. I added a long plate from the back to the front that can slide on these tiles, and will be used to detach the motorcycles at the front of this vehicle. I covered the front in nice dark gray slopes, and added blue slopes and plates toward the back, where the vehicle widens to reach the back 2 wheels. I built upwards to construct the anchor point for the jet, added these large armor pieces from the original vehicle, and mounted 2 spring shooter cannons to the back. To fill in this enormous wheel, I got this 3x3 plate and attached plates and wedges to it in this cool hexagon shape. And now this chunk of the vehicle is complete. Let's move on to the motorcycles attached to the front. I reused the original wheels, but made the body of the bike 5 studs wide, narrowing it down to a nicer size. In the inside, it's got this jumper plate for the Claybot to stand on, a handlebar for him to grab, and I used this unique wedge slope element as a piece of armor covering the rear wheel. Instead of using clips to attach these bikes to the center trike, I used brackets and these 2x2 tiles with only 2 studs on them. They click on nicely, and when you press this button on the back, they release from the machine smoothly. Now these bikes are complete, and we can move on to the final piece of this machine, Clay's Blade Jet. This is a sweet, sword-shaped jet that attaches to the frame. My big goal with rebuilding this part was to make the shape of the blade smoother and more complete. Using snot pieces, I attached these slopes to come to a sharp point. Then to make the part where the blade angles back in, I built these panels out of bricks that I attached with Technic pins. I got another of these large blade pieces and put it on the underside, giving the blade extra strength. Then with these 1x3 slopes, I curved the blade out to reach the handguard. This is the cockpit area, so I built in a chair for Clay, added some air intakes, and small jets. I attached 2x2 turntables, and mounted some wing elements on top of these. I built this setup that allows these wings to rotate back and forth when you push or pull this axle. I attached a large jet and installed the windshield. And now this blade jet is complete. This satisfying function was so fun to design, and it's really cool to see how the jet transitions from its docked mode to flight mode. We can attach Clay's sword and shield to this jet, put him inside the cockpit, and attach this jet to the rest of the Rumbleblade vehicle. Now this rebuild is complete. I'm really satisfied with how this rebuild captures the iconic details and features of the original, while looking a lot more sleek, armored, and finished. The piece count is a huge difference. The motorcycles are sleek and upgraded. The body of the machine is a lot more slim in the middle, giving it some nice shaping. The new wheels are rugged and defended, and my favorite part is the shape of the blade. I'm pretty sure that this rebuild is what Clay needs to stand up against Infernox. Let's find out. With his new upgraded Rumbleblade vehicle, Clay charges back into battle. Release the bikes. Flight mode engaged. When the magical dust settles, Clay the Nexo Knight has saved the village of Sweettown. The locals are ecstatic and give Clay an honorary broom to thank him for the wonderful service he has done. But when you're a Nexo Knight, you always need to be ready for the next threat. And thankfully, Clay is ready for anything in this new Rumbleblade vehicle. This rebuild experience was so much fun, and a huge shout out to my brother Anthony for taking Infernox to the next level. And if you guys want to build either of these mocks out of your own bricks, go to the link in the description and pick up digital instructions for Clay's Rumbleblade and this lava monster. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know which LEGO sets you want to see rebuilt on this channel, and I cannot wait to see you guys in our next adventure.